Welcome to Untold History, the space where we explore the secrets that shaped the world. In this 10th chapter of our Eternal Rome series, we enter a tumultuous and critical period, the crisis of the 3rd century. This stage marked a turning point for the Roman Empire, where barbarian invasions, infighting, and economic instability endangered the survival of the empire. How did Rome face these adversities, and what measures were taken to prevent its total collapse? Join us as we explore this chapter of chaos, reform, and resistance. The death of Alexander Severus in 235 ushered in a period of chaos known as the crisis of the 3rd century. In the decades that followed, the Roman Empire faced a devastating combination of factors that threatened to disintegrate it. The borders of the empire, from the Rhine to the Euphrates, were subject to constant incursions by barbarian tribes such as the Goths, Alemanni, and Franks, as well as powers such as the Sassanid Empire in the east. Political instability also played a crucial role in this crisis. In a span of 50 years, more than 20 emperors ascended the throne, most of them imposed by the legions in different regions of the empire. This empire of the soldiers resulted in a lack of political continuity, with emperors more concerned with maintaining their position than with ruling effectively. Political and military instability had a devastating effect on the Roman economy. The devaluation of the currency, combined with the disruption of trade due to barbarian raids, led to runaway inflation. The tax system became increasingly oppressive, exacerbating tensions between social classes. In the countryside, many rural villages were abandoned due to insecurity and the tax burden. This led to a decline in agricultural production, which in turn affected the food supply in the cities. Meanwhile, urban populations faced hunger and disease, which increased social discontent. One of the most critical episodes of this crisis was the fragmentation of the empire. In 260, the Gallic Empire, led by Postumus, broke away from Roman control in the western provinces. At the same time, in the east, the Palmyra Empire under Queen Zenobia also became independent, controlling Egypt, Syria, and parts of Asia Minor. This division of the empire demonstrated the fragility of centralized control and the inability of the emperors of Rome to maintain territorial unity. However, it also gave rise to resistance figures, such as Emperor Gallienus, who attempted to contain both external and internal threats during his reign. Amid the chaos, Emperor Aurelian, between 270 and 275, stood out as a key figure in restoring order. Known as Restitutor Orbis, restorer of the world, Aurelian managed to reunify the empire by defeating both the Gallic Empire and the Palmyra Empire. Aurelian also strengthened Rome's defenses, building the Aurelian Wall to protect the city from possible invasions. His monetary reform sought to stabilize the economy, although its effects were limited due to the magnitude of the crisis. During this period, Christianity began to gain a significant following, despite the persecutions organized by emperors such as Decius and Valerian. The promise of salvation and the caring community that Christianity offered appealed to many, especially in times of uncertainty. This new religion, which was initially seen as a threat to the traditional Roman order, would become a transformative force within the empire. Although it would not be until the reign of Constantine that Christianity would gain legal status, the crisis of the 3rd century laid the groundwork for its expansion. The crisis of the 3rd century was a period of extreme testing for the Roman Empire, an era in which its very existence was at stake. However, it was also a time of adaptation and change, where figures such as Aurelian showed that, even in the darkest moments, it was possible to restore order. How would Rome be transformed after overcoming this crisis? Join us in the next chapter to discover the era of the Tetrarchy and the rise of Constantine, the emperor who would change the course of Roman history.